Gates, the chef who puts science on the menu, is here to tell us why he's challenging celebrities to recreate supermarket classics.
Carol has the weather. Carol, thank you.
Good morning. First, our main story today. A survey suggests there are growing restrictions.
Some NHS managers blamed the trend on cutting costs. The government promised to take action against trusts which delayed treatment on the basis of cost alone.
It's a big day for England football fans as Roy Hodgson's side take on tournament co-host Ukraine in the final group match of Euro 2012.
Whoever wins the game in Donetsk tonight will go through to the quarter-finals, and our correspondent Daniel Sanford is with some England fans at a campsite in Ukraine. Morning to you, Daniel. You're about to wake those fans up behind you.
The leaders of the world's richest economies have told European countries to do whatever it takes to overcome the crisis in the Eurozone. They say...
Now, police investigating the disappearance of a teenage mother who's been missing for more than 20 years will today examine an area of parkland in Coventry. Nicola.
The government is setting up a commission on childcare. It'll look at whether relaxing regulations could bring down the cost for parents and increase the supply of places.
Meanwhile, an independent report has concluded that people working with very young children need to be better qualified. Professor Nut Brown says staff should have the equivalent of GCSE English and Maths. Leading universities have criticised the content of some A-level exams for not being challenging enough.
Some unusual sculptures made out of everyday objects have gone on display in Paris. Have a look at this.
There we go. Carol will bring you a full weather for. The story of Tony Nicklinson and Tony's case is due to be heard at the High Court later on this morning.
Time now is 13 minutes past 8. Let's see what's coming up on the programme today.
Now let's have a look at this morning's weather. Here's Carol.
Carol, now a city in North Wales has become the first place in the UK to introduce a curfew for all its children.
Yes, for the next 6 months, those under 16 throughout Bangor city centre will have to be accompanied by a responsible adult at night, or they face being escorted home by police. Reen ap Urath.
Interesting, thank you very much.
Reen, thank you. Now, here's a question for you. Lots of you getting in touch with us this morning. Do you take your work home with you? Do you start working before you've even arrived at the office? Do you spend your time over breakfast checking work emails on your mobile? According to research by the Chartered Society of Physiotherapy, more than 2/3 of employees are doing just that. Probably. We're joined now by physiotherapist Ross Whiteside, and you can continue the debate on our Facebook
News channel.
Here on Breakfast, though, we're going to be catching up with Spencer.
That's coming up a little later. First, though, here's the news, travel and weather, where you are.
See you in a moment. Good morning, you're watching Breakfast with Charlie State and Susanna Reid.
Burmese opposition leader Aung San Suu Kyi returns to the UK today.
The leaders of the world's richest economies have told European countries to do whatever it takes to overcome the crisis in the Eurozone.
A paralysed man who can only communicate through eye movements will today ask the High Court for the right to take his own life.
Police investigating the disappearance of a teenage mother who's been missing for more than 20 years will today examine an area of parkland in Coventry.
The government is setting up a commission on childcare after its research suggested 6 out of 10 parents feel there's insufficient provision in their area. Look at whether relaxing regulations could bring down the cost for parents and increase the supply of places.
Well, meanwhile,
teachers aren't aware how frequently name-calling happens in schools. A report by Ofsted.
And curry houses in Birmingham are applying for the city's famous Balti dish to be given protected status.
Yes,
Stories this morning. Here's what's coming up on Breakfast. Well, Sally, plenty of curries going to be ordered this evening, aren't they?
Do you think curry and beer for the football?
I think that
that's
sounds
the tradition.
Like an excellent plan.
I think Charlie's been wanting curry since 6 o'clock this morning, hasn't he? Because we've been looking at those curry
just
pictures.
Plays on your mind
yeah.
all day. Anyway.
I reckon you'll make it till 10:30. You'll be eating Balti.
How are you feeling about tonight?
Positive, I think. Let's be positive about it. They only need a draw. Nice to see them play for a win, wouldn't it? England will play their most... Mark, I know you've been there since the start. For fans who might want to go, if England get through to a quarter-final, perhaps even further, what sort of experience can they expect there? And maybe not so much golf.
That's
Mark,
true.
Thank you very much indeed. Enjoy the game tonight. Take care. Mark Lawrenson talking to us. And yeah, it looks really hot and sunny there, doesn't it?
They've got the summer, haven't they?
They've got some. I don't think we have.
We will know by what time tonight? 9:30, is it?
Yeah.
There we go.
Not nervous? Would you watch?
Try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will.
Good.
Sally, thank you. Amazing creatures.
Let's have a look at the weather now. Carol's there for us today. Hello, Carol.
Good morning.
But a lovely day today.
Yes, indeed.
For Charlie's big birthday.
OK, that's a bit weird, but Carol, I'll take all the compliments you like.
It's the only one you're going to get.
So 7 years ago, she was an aspiring country music singer in Oklahoma, but one audition changed her life forever.
Carrie Underwood shot to fame after winning the 4th series of American Idol. She's never looked back. She has since won 5 Grammys, sold more than 14 million albums, and had 14 #1 singles. But she's never performed in the UK until now. You're going to
Getting up and singing, I know how to do that.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to see that, at the end of the programme, you're going to do that for us. Let's have a look at the latest album first.
Okay.
Here's one of the singles. Underwood. So welcome to the UK. Although you have been to the UK, but before you were famous.
No, after famous, but before performing.
Okay.
So just as
compared with, do you know how big?
well, I've
who's got the
seen-
biggest entourage? That's the
Well, I
question.
am not going to like. Rip
Seen
people.
who've thought, whoa, they've got a big outfit.
May not realise that he, at your very first auditions, said people who are shy couldn't believe that you could go out on stage and perform in front of a global audience. Sometimes you've got fans all over the world. So do you have to tell yourself certain things before you go and perform, or do you just?
People's perceptions of country singers, because you're you go a bit against the grain in some ways, don't you? You're a vegan.
Yeah.
Which I know this is playing with stereotypes, but
Right.
possibly that's not something people might imagine.
But
In country music,
it's not like
to be a vegan or vegetarian.
It's not like a big.
14 million album sales.
Yeah.
Can't be wrong.
Oh, thank you.
Lovely to see you this morning. Later on.
Yes, I will.
Yeah,
Very
this
good.
is going to be a breakfast exclusive, your first live UK performance,
That's right.
singing a track from the latest album, Blown Away, which is out now. Carrie, we'll let you go and set up.
Thanks,
you.
Ro. Over the last few weeks, we've been keeping in touch with Spencer West, an inspirational man who's been determined to show people that anything is possible.
Yes, Spencer lost both his legs when he was just 5 years old. That hasn't stopped him climbing Mount Kilimanjaro using just his hands, his wheelchair, and at times the arms of his friends.
Yesterday afternoon, he reached the summit, and we can speak to Spencer now. I believe, Spencer, you're on your way back down. Tell us where you are and how you are.
It's fantastic to talk to you since you've achieved what you set out to achieve. How did you get up? How did you manage it? Because, of course, people will know that your legs were amputated when you were 5 years old, so you were doing it mainly on your arms or in the wheelchair?
To go towards clean water, and we still need a little bit more money. So
The achievement, and we've been revelling in it with you as well this morning. Thank you very much indeed. You can continue your descent.
thank you
Time
for this
now.
opportunity.
Thanks very much, Spencer. Time now is 9 o'clock. In a few minutes, we're going to be finding out what's really in your pre-packed food with the chef and food writer, Stephen Gates.
First, though, let's get a quick last look at what's happening where you are this morning. Have you ever wondered how many oranges go into orange squash, or how many tomatoes you'll find in a sachet of tomato soup?
The Food Factory answers those questions and looks at how food found on any supermarket shelf is actually made.
Well, the programme's back on BBC One with its 3rd series, and food fanatics Steph.
Celebrities. You'd never think that, would you?
Well, before we talk to you in detail, should we have a quick look at the show?
That's good.
Here we go.
Were
Yeah.
you really juggling then? Was that a trick?
There was a small
Someone
person underneath. juggling around the bottom. I know I can juggle really badly.
Oh, amongst many other things.
It's my peak skill, frankly.
And you can also explain things that possibly people haven't thought of before.
Too. And there are lots of different ways. But it sounds like strange, crazy chemistry that's going on. But it happens whenever you buy a lolly.
OK, let's talk about, because the first episode is about orange squash and packet tomatoes. Are there?
It depends, but there's up to sort of 12 tomatoes in a normal cup of soup. And they
7:30 on BBC One.
What time is it? 9:10. Tomorrow we're going to have a star-studded show with comedian Rod Gilbert. He's going to be making us laugh in the studio. We're also speaking to country music star Dolly Parton.
Here from another country music star now, who has in fact sung with Dolly in the past. Carrie Underwood is back to play as a track from her latest album. It's called Blown Away. She's going to perform for us live right now.
Have a lovely day.